There's something deeply powerful about understanding what it truly means to be blessed, especially for a woman living in a world that constantly tries to redefine her worth. Everywhere she turns, there are voices telling her who she should be, how she should look, what she should achieve, and what should validate her. But the truth is this: none of those voices get to decide the identity of a woman God Himself has called blessed. And if we're going to talk about a blessed woman, we have to step away from society's lens and step into heaven's perspective, because heaven's definition is nothing like the world's. A truly blessed woman is not measured by her achievements or the perfection of her life, but by the presence of God in her life. She carries something the world can't imitate, can't replicate, and can't manufacture. She carries a strength that doesn't look loud, but it's unbreakable. She carries a peace that isn't dependent on circumstances. She carries a beauty that age can't fade and hardship can't steal. She carries purpose, identity, and divine favor in a way that only God can place on someone. You see, God never defined a blessed woman by external markers. Never. The world says she is blessed if she is admired, if she succeeds, if she is beautiful by their standards, if she checks every box of what society calls ideal. But God says she is blessed because He is with her. She is blessed because His hand is upon her. She is blessed because her spirit is aligned with heaven. A blessed woman is not blessed because life is easy. She is blessed because God is faithful. But let's go deeper. A blessed woman begins with one foundational truth. She knows who she is in God. She is not searching for validation in the eyes of people. She doesn't need applause to feel valuable. She doesn't need comparison to feel secure. She stands in a confidence that doesn't come from personality. It comes from identity. She knows she was formed intentionally, crafted purposefully, and designed beautifully by the God who makes no mistakes. And that certainty becomes her anchor in every storm. When the world tells her she is not enough, she remembers the one who created her, said she is wonderfully made. When insecurity tries to break her, she reminds her soul that God calls her chosen. When fear whispers lies, she stands firm on truth. She doesn't let the culture shape her identity. She lets Scripture shape her foundation. And that foundation becomes the first sign of a truly blessed woman. She is grounded in God, not in circumstances. Life can shake, but she stands. Opinions can shift, but she remains. Situations can pressure her, but she does not break. Her stability comes from the rock beneath her, not the world around her. Another sign of a blessed woman is the posture of her heart. She carries humility, not the kind that makes her shrink, but the kind that makes God shine. She doesn't have to announce her greatness. Her character speaks for itself. She doesn't seek attention. She seeks God. She doesn't chase status. She chases purpose. The world rewards outward success, but heaven rewards inward posture. And humility is the doorway to divine blessing. But what truly sets her apart is her relationship with God in the quiet places. You will recognize a blessed woman not by the noise of her life, but by the depth of her private devotion. She talks to God not only when she feels strong, but especially when she feels weak. She brings Him her fears, her hopes, her questions, her battles, her wounds. She pours out her heart honestly. and God meets her there. She doesn't pray for performance. She prays for presence. Her prayers don't have to be eloquent. They are sincere, and sincerity moves heaven. A blessed woman is a praying woman, and that alone sets her apart. Prayer keeps her spirit soft. Prayer keeps her heart aligned. Prayer keeps her grounded. Prayer keeps her protected. Prayer becomes her place of strength when everything else is wearing her down. And with prayer comes something else: discernment. A blessed woman sees what others overlook. She senses things before they surface. She hears God's nudges. She recognizes His warnings. She perceives danger not with fear, but with spiritual clarity. Discernment protects her. It guides her. It keeps her from relationships that drain her, environments that damage her, and choices that derail her purpose. She walks with wisdom, not because she is naturally wise, but because God whispers to her spirit. Another sign of a truly blessed woman is her resilience. She has walked through battles she never told anyone about. She has survived seasons that would have crushed others. She has cried tears no one saw, yet she kept moving forward. She has felt broken, yet she didn't stay broken. She has had moments of weakness, yet she refused to surrender to them. What makes her blessed is not that life didn't try to break her. What makes her blessed is that God kept her standing. Her resilience is not her own strength. It is God inside her. She may look soft, but inside she carries steel. She may be gentle, but she is a warrior. She may be quiet, but there is fire inside her bones. She may bend, but she does not fall. She may feel fear, but she walks in faith. She is not perfect, but she is persistent. And persistence is a mark of divine blessing. And then there's her kindness. A blessed woman carries kindness the way others carry jewelry. It is natural. It is sincere. It is woven into everything she does. Kindness is the overflow of her heart. She doesn't compete. She celebrates. She doesn't tear down. She builds up. She doesn't push others aside. She lifts them closer to God. Her kindness is not weakness. It is strength under control. It is grace in motion. It is love in action. And the world feels heaven through her simplicity. But perhaps the most powerful sign of a truly blessed woman is her peace. Not the peace that comes from perfect conditions, but the peace that comes from a perfect God. She has learned to rest in God when nothing makes sense. She has learned to breathe when anxiety tries to suffocate her. She has learned to trust when fear tries to dominate her. Her peace is not fragile, it's fierce. It guards her heart. It anchors her thoughts. It stabilizes her emotions. When storms rise, her peace rises higher. You see, peace is a fruit of presence, and God's presence rests heavily on a blessed woman. Finally, a truly blessed woman is a carrier of God's light. She doesn't even have to try. Just by being who she is, she shifts atmospheres. She brings calm. She brings warmth. She brings direction. She brings hope. She reflects Christ without forcing it. She influences without trying to impress. Her life becomes a testimony of God's faithfulness. This is the identity heaven crowns. This is the identity the world cannot copy. This is the identity the enemy fears. This is the identity of a truly blessed woman. There is something extraordinary about a woman who carries blessing not as a label but as a lifestyle. Something powerful about a woman who doesn't just talk about faith, but breathes it, walks it, embodies it. Because a truly blessed woman doesn't stumble into blessing. She is shaped, refined, and forged into it. And part of that shaping is the journey. The highs, the lows, the detours, the valleys, the victories, and the hidden refining that no one sees but God. A blessed woman is not blessed because her life is easy. She is blessed because God is forming her through everything life throws at her. Blessing is not the absence of storms. Blessing is the presence of God in the storm. And there is something incredibly sacred about how God shapes His daughters in silence, in waiting, and in wilderness seasons. While others collapse under pressure, she evolves. While others retreat, she rises. While others break, she bends and then bounces back stronger. The blessed woman is not fragile, she is forged. One of the most beautiful signs of a truly blessed woman is the purity of her heart before God. Not perfection, purity. A heart that wants God more than applause. A heart that desires truth more than validation. A heart that seeks righteousness even when culture moves in the opposite direction. She guards her spirit because she knows her spirit is the wellspring of her life. She protects her peace because she knows chaos is not from God. She refuses to entertain bitterness because she knows bitterness poisons destiny. She lets God refine her motives, remake her desires, and rebuild her character. A blessed woman doesn't settle for spiritual surface-level living. She goes deep. But purity alone is not the full picture. A blessed woman also carries a spirit of discernment, and this is one of the most powerful traits God gives her. She can walk into a room and sense what is really happening beneath the surface. She can hear the tone behind the words, see the truth behind the behavior, feel the motives behind the actions. Discernment becomes her shield. It keeps her safe from manipulation, from toxic people, from counterfeit opportunities, from emotional traps. God sharpens her spirit so she can navigate life with supernatural clarity. Discernment is especially important because the enemy does not attack blessed women with obvious weapons. He attacks with distractions. He attacks through subtle lies. He attacks through relationships that seem good but drain the soul. He attacks through opportunities that look shiny but lead away from purpose. And a blessed woman, one who is truly aligned with God, can sense danger in things that others call harmless. She can see spiritual contamination in what culture calls normal. She can detect deception beneath charm. She can recognize the enemy even when he disguises himself as something beautiful. This is why the blessed woman is often misunderstood. People around her may ask, "Why don't you trust this person?" Or "Why are you saying no to that opportunity?" They don't understand that she's not operating from fear. She's operating from discernment. She's not acting strangely. She's spiritually awake. She's not being overly cautious. She's being spiritually responsible. The more blessed a woman becomes, the more spiritually alert she must be. Another sign of a truly blessed woman is the atmosphere she carries. You can always feel a blessed woman before you fully know her. Her presence shifts something. Her voice brings calm. Her energy feels safe. Her spirit carries peace. She doesn't have to announce who she is. The presence of God on her speaks for her. People may not know why they feel comfortable around her, they just do. They may not know why they feel lighter when she walks in, they just do. They may not know why her words carry weight, they just do. She carries heaven's fragrance. She carries God's presence. She carries spiritual authority, even when she doesn't try to. And this is not because she is perfect, but because she has lived in the secret place. She has spent nights praying. She has spent mornings surrendering. She has spent moments wrestling with God until peace settled in her bones. Her anointing was not downloaded, it was developed. It was shaped in fire. It was birthed in tears. It was refined in silence. A blessed woman is also marked by the strength of her emotional and spiritual resilience. She can experience heartbreak without hardening her heart. She can encounter betrayal without losing her ability to love. She can walk through loss without losing her faith. Many people break after one major storm, but she has walked through several, and somehow she still stands. Somehow she still believes. Somehow she still hopes. That somehow is God. Her resilience doesn't come from personality, it comes from presence. She is held by God in a way she cannot fully explain. She has learned that survival does not depend on circumstances, but on surrender. The more she lets go, the freer she becomes. The more she trusts, the stronger she stands. The more she worships through difficulty, the more heaven fights for her. A truly blessed woman is also a builder. She builds peace in her home. She builds hope in conversations. She builds stability for those she loves. She builds confidence in the people around her. She builds bridges, not walls. She builds unity, not division. She builds others up instead of tearing them down. And she does all of this naturally, not because she is trying to impress anyone, but because it is who she is. Her presence has a way of healing what is broken. Her compassion has a way of softening hard hearts. Her wisdom has a way of guiding without controlling. Her influence has a way of shaping the atmosphere without dominating it. She builds with her words, her actions, her spirit, and her character. But let's go even deeper. A blessed woman walks in spiritual authority. A quiet but undeniable authority. Authority that doesn't shout, but it commands. Authority that doesn't intimidate, but influences. Authority that doesn't dominate, but transforms. Authority that comes from prayer, from fasting, from obedience, from seasons where God broke her so He could rebuild her stronger. When a blessed woman prays, things shift. When she declares, things align. When she speaks truth, darkness flees. When she intercedes, hell trembles. Her authority is not loud, it is real. But with authority comes another sign, the ability to say no without guilt. Blessed women understand that not every opportunity is from God. Not every person deserves access. Not every invitation is divine. Not every open door leads to blessing. She is not afraid to walk away from what drains her. She is not afraid to protect her peace. She is not afraid to set boundaries. She is not afraid to disappoint people in order not to disappoint God. This is one of the reasons the Blessed Woman carries so much favor, because she refuses to compromise her spirit. Her no is just as powerful as her yes, because both are led by wisdom. And she has learned that peace is part of her blessing, so she guards it fiercely. Another sign of a blessed woman is gratitude. Not surface-level gratitude, but a deep gratitude that sees God in everything. She gives thanks not only for what she has, but for who God is. She is grateful for lessons, not just victories. She is grateful for growth, not just blessings. She is grateful for what God prevented, not just what He provided. Gratitude becomes her lifestyle, not an occasional moment. A blessed woman also possesses inner beauty, the kind the world cannot fabricate. It's a beauty that glows from her spirit, a beauty that radiates from her peace, a beauty that flows from her joy, a beauty that is rooted in character, not cosmetics. The world's beauty fades, but the beauty of a blessed woman grows deeper with time. And perhaps the most overlooked sign of a truly blessed woman is this: she refuses to let life make her bitter. She has every reason to be angry. She has every reason to hold grudges. She has every reason to shut people out. But she chooses love. She chooses forgiveness. She chooses compassion. She chooses healing because she understands something profound. Bitterness breaks what blessing tries to build. So she lets God heal her, really heal her. She chooses wholeness over hardness. She chooses restoration over retaliation. She chooses peace over revenge. And that choice becomes the doorway to supernatural blessing in her life. This is the essence of a truly blessed woman's strength. Wrapped in softness, authority, wrapped in humility, wisdom, wrapped in grace, resilience, wrapped in peace. There is something extraordinary about the destiny of a truly blessed woman, something that goes far beyond her personality, her achievements, or her outward appearance. A blessed woman carries something inside her that heaven recognizes and hell fears. She carries calling. She carries legacy. She carries influence that shifts atmospheres and changes stories. And one of the greatest signs that a woman is blessed is not what she has, but what she leaves behind, what her life imprints on the hearts of people long after she leaves the room. A blessed woman is a world changer, even if the world never puts her on a stage. Her influence isn't measured in followers, it's measured in fruit. It's measured in the lives she touches, the wounds she helps heal, the encouragement she gives, without anyone asking, the prayers she prays that no one hears but God, the quiet decisions she makes that alter the direction of a family, a generation, a future. Blessed women don't need spotlight. They carry revelation. They don't look for applause. They look for impact. Their value is not in visibility, it's in substance. And what makes her genuinely powerful is not what she does publicly, but who she becomes privately. Her calling does not begin on a platform, it begins in the secret place. Her purpose does not awaken at the microphone, it awakens in moments when she whispers, "God, use me." Her influence doesn't grow because she is impressive. It grows because she is surrendered. Many admire the fruit of a blessed woman's life, but do not see the price she paid for the roots. You see, a blessed woman carries calling the way a flame carries heat, naturally, intentionally, consistently. And her calling isn't defined by her job title or her social role. It is defined by the anointing resting on her life. She may be a mother, a leader, a businesswoman, a friend, a servant, or someone who works behind the scenes. But none of that determines her calling. God does. And when God calls a woman, nothing in this world can silence what He has placed inside her. Another sign of a blessed woman is her unwavering commitment to growth. She does not stay the same. She evolves. She matures. She learns from every season. She pulls lessons from failure, strength, from weakness, purpose, from pain. She does not allow her past to imprison her. She lets it empower her. She doesn't resist growth. She embraces it. She doesn't cling to who she used to be. She leans into who God is forming her to become. And that growth becomes part of her legacy. People who meet her see something different, something steady, something wise, something stable. They see someone shaped by fire, but not burned by it. Someone stretched by trials, but not destroyed by them. Someone who walked through seasons that could have hardened her, but instead they softened her heart and sharpened her discernment. A truly blessed woman becomes a lighthouse, steady, unwavering, guiding others without even trying. She doesn't have to preach to influence. Her life becomes the sermon. Her endurance teaches others how to survive. Her faith teaches others how to stand. Her compassion teaches others how to love. Her resilience teaches others how to rise again. Her grace teaches others how to heal. And her relationship with God shows others what intimacy with heaven looks like. But one of the greatest marks of a blessed woman is the legacy she builds intentionally or unintentionally. She carries seeds, and everything she touches grows. She plants hope in places where despair once lived. She sows encouragement into hearts that felt empty. She speaks life into people who were drowning in negativity. She builds bridges where division was trying to form. She leaves everyone better than she found them. She doesn't hoard blessings, she multiplies them. A blessed woman knows she is not living only for herself. She is living for generations. Her choices echo. Her prayers ripple. Her wisdom spreads. Her influence multiplies. And even if she never sees the full impact of her faithfulness, heaven sees it. Heaven counts every seed. Heaven records every sacrifice. Heaven honors every hidden act of faith. Another sign of a blessed woman is her spiritual authority. And this authority does not come from titles or positions. It comes from intimacy with God. A blessed woman doesn't carry authority because she demands respect. She carries authority because she walks with God in such a way that darkness cannot stand in her presence. She doesn't shout to make demons flee. Her atmosphere does. She doesn't need to argue with fear. Her faith silences it. She doesn't chase after purpose. Purpose follows her because she abides where God abides. A blessed woman can walk into a chaotic environment and peace enters with her. She can speak a simple sentence and clarity rises in the room. She can pray a short prayer and heaven responds immediately. Her authority is not loud, it is weighty. It comes from nights when she sought God instead of giving up. It comes from mornings when she worshiped despite being tired. It comes from seasons when she trusted God even when she didn't understand Him. And one of the deepest signs of a blessed woman, one the world rarely sees, is her capacity to love without losing herself. She loves deeply, but not desperately. She gives generously, but not foolishly. She nurtures, but she also guards her spirit. She knows when to pour out and when to pull back. She knows when to speak and when to remain silent. She knows when to stay and when God says to walk away. She understands that her heart is valuable and must not be given cheaply. Her love reflects God, steady, kind, wise, pure, unselfish. She can forgive without reopening old wounds. She can care without carrying what's not hers. She can empathize without absorbing toxicity. This kind of love is rare, and it is a sign of blessing, because only women healed by God can love like that. But the deepest level of blessing a woman can carry is the radiant glory of a woman who knows she belongs to God. She doesn't function from insecurity. She functions from identity. She doesn't question her worth. She knows it. She doesn't hide her gifts. She uses them boldly. She doesn't fear the future. She walks toward it with confidence. Her past does not define her. Her calling does. Her mistakes don't label her. Grace does. And because she belongs to God, she carries something unexplainable favor. Doors open for her that others struggle to unlock. Opportunities come that she didn't chase. People honor her in ways she didn't ask for. Protection covers her even when she doesn't realize danger was close. This is not luck, it is blessing. This is not coincidence, it is calling. This is not random, it is God's fingerprint. A truly blessed woman becomes a living example of Proverbs 31. Not because she tries to be perfect, but because she walks with the one who is perfect. She radiates beauty, not because she matches a standard, but because she reflects the Creator. She influences not because she tries to be influential, but because she walks in purpose. She shines not because she seeks attention, but because the glory of God rests upon her. And in the end, the greatest sign of all is simple. She changes the atmosphere everywhere she goes. She brings peace. She brings wisdom. She brings clarity. She brings stability. She brings hope. She brings God. This is the identity of a truly blessed woman, not fragile but fortified, not hidden but heaven-marked, not average but anointed.